part 3 of what not to say on a first date.
Yeah, really important. I love that. Go back and catch part 1 and 2 if you haven't, and part 3's topic about what not to say on a first date is, go ahead, babe.
Don't complain about online dating, about dating sites, about, you don't want to sit there and sit down with, especially if you basically connected with them on an online dating site and
Yeah,
say
right.
about how it sucks, it's horrible, it's terrible. You
Yes.
just start complaining about it.
Yeah, so many losers out there. No, absolutely not. I mean, bottom line is you don't want to be complaining on a date anyway, right? But
Yeah.
this topic, especially if you're dating later in life, this is modern dating in a
Yes.
world that we're not used to, especially those of you who are divorced or even widowed, who maybe found the father of your children when you got married out of college. It's a different world now.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I love online dating, and I went over this in a video before, so I won't spend too long on it, but you can research easier through online dating. I'm not going to get into that now, but my point is, if you're having struggles with the technology of online dating, and by the way, Match.com has been around for, 20 or 30 years?
Yeah, a long time now.
It's been, now it's in app form, but, back in the day, it was all on your computer.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful way to connect with people you would never otherwise meet.
Yes.
So don't complain about it. That's all, boy. No complaining on a first date, okay?
Well, what goes through my mind is don't complain really about anything. She's already said that. You don't want to be negative on the first date.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be negative anytime. If you're starting to feel yourself being negative, we talked about it in part 1, you might want to ask yourself why you're feeling that way, and then reach out and try to have someone to help you, whether it's a counselor, whether it's whoever. But I've said this in both videos, put yourself in his place. If you went on out and you're just out to have a nice dinner, to get to know somebody.
Or coffee,
and
drink,
yeah,
or whatever it is.
And he starts complaining really about anything.
Yeah.
You get that vibe, and I would have to say 99% of you, once you pick that vibe up, you're just like, I don't like that.
Now, you know what's really funny? The name of my book is Dating It's Not Personal. The link's below if you want to snag it. But I was on a date with a guy in New York City, and we were enjoying ourselves, but we knew we were not on the same page. And I actually brought up, or he did, one of us did, but we were in total agreement about why do people take it so personally when there's not a follow-up phone call or a second date? And we're like, oh my gosh. And that's when I knew I had the title to a book that I didn't even start writing yet. But keep it light. And one other time, I was on a date, and I will say, I might have gotten a little negative. I'm going back to my, 20 years ago now. And it was because I was dating this guy, but I kept thinking about the guy I had dated the week before. Ooh. But, so I said to him, look, I'm really sorry. You know what? I met somebody last week. I want to see where it goes, and I'm just not into this right now. And I did offer to pay the meal or whatever we were doing. Yeah. And he was most gracious. But this is important stuff. You want to be aware of where you're at in your emotions and your feelings as you're going out to date.
Yes. You want to be honest just like you want the person you're out with to be honest. That's the bottom line.
True.
You don't want to be out with somebody and you have a wonderful time and you don't get another call, he doesn't give you anything, blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, oh, okay, I thought we had a great time, and maybe you did.
Yeah.
But you want to be with somebody that you're on the same page with.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to kill that about as fast as you possibly can is to go negative about, and it fits in very well with part 1.
Yeah.
Complaining about an ex, complaining about a date, complaining about anything. You keep it positive, keep it light.
Yeah.
You want to find out about him. I will say this, we had a friend that went out on a date, and it was their first date, and we just happened to be there. They actually met over at this little kava bar to hear me sing. I was performing that night,
Oh, that's funny.
and all the guy could talk about was him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the whole night. He
Yeah.
never asked her a question. He never did anything. It was just a crazy time. But
Yeah.
now I would also just like to say, if you're enjoying this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to hit that bell icon. And that way you will get all of our upcoming videos as we put them on out.
No, absolutely. Thank you for that, honey. And now, even though this is a 3-part series, we are going to do a 4th video about a success story so that you know there is hope out there. There's like, it's never too late for any of it. Go out and enjoy yourself, because divas, it doesn't have to be that hard.